with my helpers to tell you our Sunday school story for our last Sunday in April, finishing up humility. So helping me today I have
Haley.
And
Tyler.
And
Mickey the Manatee.
My name is Mickey. How are you?
So, today's story comes from the Bible and the book of Luke. Luke chapter 24, verses 13 through 35. And what's going on is that, remember a couple weeks ago it was Sunday. It was Easter Sunday. And so the timeline for this story is on the third day, the stone was rolled away and the tomb was empty. Right? And so Mary all went to the tomb, and what did they see?
Two beautiful angels.
And what did the angels say?
Do not be afraid.
Do not be afraid.
That's what they always say because they don't want you to be afraid because they just pop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's very typical.
Yeah. Typical angel. Don't be afraid.
Do not
don't
be
scared.
afraid.
Don't be scared.
Don't be
right?
scared of an
And
angel.
Don't have a cow.
They said, don't have a cow. They said Jesus is alive, okay? So timeline, we're on that third day. So today's story has, do you want to tell them who you are? Or wait?
Let's just go ahead and tell them who I am.
Okay.
So yeah, I am undercover Jesus. So these two guys right here, Caiaphas and Steve.
My name is Steve.
They don't know who I am.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I'm going to be undercover, so I'll see y'all later.
Okay, so there was this guy, Caiaphas, and the other guy he's walking with, in the Bible it doesn't say, so we've named him Steve. So they're walking to the town of Emmaus, and Emmaus is 7 miles away, and there's not a car, not a donkey, not a boat, motorcycle. How else could you travel? Scooter. None of that. So dudes have to walk. All right, let's get our walk on. Okay. All right. So they're walking. Whew. It's hot out here and dusty. Ugh. Hot. Okay. So we have to travel like 7 miles. And let's talk about some stuff. Come on, Steve, let's talk about some stuff. So Steve and Caiaphas are walking along, and all of a sudden, Steve and Caiaphas are walking along, talking, man, this is weird, Jerusalem and Jesus and all this crazy stuff's going on. And all of a sudden, this other guy shows up.
Hey, y'all. What y'all talking about?
We're talking about what's going on in Jesus. What's going on in Jesus? What's going on in Jerusalem? There's like all these things going on.
What things?
What things? Dude, where's he been? Living under a rock?
Spoiler alert, knock-knock jokes weren't invented until Shakespeare, so yeah.
Okay, so there's this dude named Jesus, and he was this prophet, and he like told people about God, and then tell this guy what happened. Then he got arrested, and then what they do?
They put him on a cross and nailed him up there, and then he cried out, and then...
That's it. Yeah, and then he died. And so our friends went to see the tomb. They put him in a tomb, but 3 days, like today's the third day, we went to the tomb. It was empty. Like, what? And so like now we don't know what's going on. And so come on, let's keep walking. We got 7 miles to go. You can walk with us if you want to. So evidently, like, we thought Jesus was going to be the one who, like, saved us and saved Jerusalem and be, like, the savior. But, I don't know, he's gone, I guess, or he's not, or he might be alive. I don't know what's going on.
No one knows.
No one knows. So, the 3 of them walked. But the 2 people, Caiaphas and Steve, didn't know... Steve. Undercover boss over here, it was really Jesus. God made it so like they didn't recognize him, and they knew Jesus. They like hung out with him and talked to him and like all kinds of stuff, but like they didn't recognize him, right? So they're walking along, and Jesus starts explaining what's going on to the 2 men. And so Jesus starts talking about how like, were you not paying attention? Oh, sorry, that's your part.
Were you not paying attention?
The prophet said it like 1,000 years ago.
The prophet said like 1,000 years ago, that he's gonna come back.
Oh, like all those teachings from like 1,000 years ago where it says like the Savior's going to be born and then the Savior's going to die and then the Savior's going to like come back and save us all?
Those.
Like that?
Uh-huh.
Like that's Jesus?
Mhm.
So he's really alive?
Yes, he's always alive.
Wow.
Where is he?
So, yeah, exactly.
Where the heck is he?
$1 million question.
$1 question.
So they get to where they're going, right? So they get to the town, and the two guys are like, hey, dude, you can hang out and have a snack with us if you want.
Okay.
So we got this bread here. Do you want some of it? Okay, so they get to the town, right? And they go into a house, and then they're going to have snack time, right? Okay, so they have some bread. So then all of a sudden, mystery dude breaks the bread and says,
God bless this bread.
and all of a sudden,
Scrunchy.
Jesus hair.
My Jesus hair.
It's Jesus! It was Jesus the whole time. And so like Calliope and Steve, as soon as like the bread is broken bread, right? And he said, God bless the bread. They like realize it's him. And just like that, poof!
Disappears.
Jesus disappears. Steve, where'd he go?
I don't know.
Look over there. Jesus, where are you? Jesus! Totally disappeared. Have no idea, like, gone. And so the guys are, like, so excited. The guys are so excited. They're like, we have to go tell everybody we know. Everybody we know! Everybody we know! Jesus is alive! Jesus is alive! What do you say, Steve? He's alive! We saw
What are
him.
you talking about?
Hey, random dude, we saw Jesus. Jesus is alive.
No, he's not.
Yes. Yes, he is, because we just had snack with him.
This snack
This
is blessed
snack
by him.
was
Have this
blessed by Jesus. Ta-da! And that's the story.
It tastes like it was blessed by Jesus.
Yeah, and they told everybody. Okay, thank you, Undercover Boss. Thank you, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take my book bag off so we can talk for a second. It's been a minute since I've had a book bag on. So for the month of April, we're talking about being humble and humility. Sometimes humility means telling people that you don't know. Like if there's something that you don't know, then you don't know, right? So here's what I love about this story. God's plan is always so much bigger. So Calliope and Steve, like they had kind of pieces of the story, but they didn't know what was going on. Jesus literally like connected the dots for them because God's plan is so much bigger than what we can see. So sometimes God is already working. He is already working stuff out. He is in control of this whole thing, and his plan is so much bigger. Like right now, you guys, we're in this is like kind of like our kitchen living room, right? We're chillaxing, we're hanging out. We don't really know what's going on. This is church now? Okay. But God has a plan. God saw this moment right here. He knew what we would be going through. He already has a plan. And that's the best part because this Bible, you can believe every single thing in this Bible because all of his plans are for good. None of God's plans are bad or evil. They are all for good. Everything in this, everything works out for good, right? And we don't always understand it. And we've been learning about being humble, about putting other people's wishes before our own, about treating other people the way we want to be treated, about loving each other no matter what. And the Bible is full of awesome stories. Oh, the Bible is full of awesome stories where we can love each other because God loved us. So from Undercover Boss and Steve and... What's my name? Calliope. Happy Sunday. We love you guys. We're being humble and sometimes we don't know the answer. But you know who does know the answer?
God.
God.
What about Jesus? Does he know the answer?
You know, he planned all this to happen. So he planned me gonna do this.
So God might have known that was going to happen. We didn't. But we're also not.
And on that
We're not surprised.
And on that note, we're going to say goodbye.
First, we're going to pray. Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Hands together. Eyes closed. Dear God, thank you so much for sending us the stories in the Bible. Thank you for sending us the lessons to know that you have a plan and your plan is always for good. Thank you for our friends. Thank you for St. James, and thank you for this time together. And all God's children said,
Amen.
Bye, everybody. everybody. We hope you have a good week. Be safe. We miss you. And we'll see you next Sunday.
Okay, bye. Bye.